Let's talk about why getting comfortable on camera is keeping you from everything you've ever wanted. Hello and welcome. My name is Jonathan Pritchard from iCanReadMinds.com. And being in front of a camera is literally my job for years. I've been in front of audiences and I've helped coach hundreds, if not thousands of people into being more comfortable in front of an audience. However, the focus on being more comfortable is what's actually keeping you held back from why you want to be comfortable on stage. That sounds counterintuitive, so let's dig in. So let me ask you, why do you want to be comfortable on camera or on stage in front of a live audience? It's basically because having an audience, a community, being able to connect with other people is the single most valuable skill that you could possibly have while you're alive. Because relationships, your network is your net worth. That is an old trite saying, but it's true. It's true. It's not who you know, it's who knows you. And being able to share your thoughts and dreams and strategies and ideas from one person to many people is one of the single greatest things about the internet age and this ability to reach people all over the world from your living room. So why wouldn't you want to be more comfortable on camera? Because everything you've wanted is on the other side of the lens, right? Okay. Sounds good. I'm right there with you. So I want to be comfortable on camera as well. But it is the wrong focus. What if there was a better way to get all those things that you want out of life and to be your own business owner, be a freelancer, whatever success looks like to you? What if you could have it even if you weren't comfortable on camera? So let's talk about that, because being comfortable is a feeling. It's an inside thing. What you're really looking for is to be effective on camera. You want to be able to share your ideas in a way that gets people to listen. You want people to pay attention. You want to help change their minds. You want to help them see the world in a different way. And that can all happen even if you feel uncomfortable on camera, because it is a very strange experience. Like it's really weird to just talk to the camera. Like let me show you what it looks like when I am filming here. So this is what I see. I'm sitting right in front of my TV. There's a ring light, there's the cat tree, and this lens just does not blink. And that is a very strange, uncomfortable situation to talk to the lens that never looks away. Whereas with people, we tend to look away, we look back, check in, how are you doing? So looking natural on camera is a very unnatural practice skill. And you can do that even if you don't feel comfortable. See, my background for more than 20 years, I've been traveling the world in front of audiences. Back in 2008, 2009-ish, I was helping a friend of mine, Brian Brushwood. He was just shopping around this online TV show called Scam School, and it got picked up by a company called Revision 3. And every month we got flown out to San Francisco and we would film episodes of the show. I was usually B-roll. I was in front of the camera just a couple of times over like 100 different episodes. I helped write the intros and outros. And even then, I went out on my own, but I was never super comfortable in front of the camera. And that was something that we talked about. And what Brian told me, he goes, I had a YouTube series before that. It was Brian Brushwood on the road, and he just made videos about life touring as a full-time magician. And he did it specifically to get used to being in front of a camera. And also, if you think being in front of a camera in your own living room is weird, try doing this when you're out in public and strangers are watching you and going, what's this guy doing? Like nowadays it's more common, but back in the early 2000s, nobody was doing this kind of thing. You felt like a real goofball with this whole film crew and you're outside a bar, and it's a lot of pressure. It is uncomfortable. But you know what he's really good at? Being fascinating, being on camera. Like the camera just loves him. He's great at it. So when I went out on my own and started touring myself, I just never got in the habit of being in front of a lens. Like in live, on stage, okay, cool. I'm great. I'm phenomenal. But when it came to talking to a camera, not really my jam. Well, fast forward a long time from then, and we are doing video calls and Zoom conferencing. And I, in 2020, when all my live engagements evaporated, I then transitioned to doing shows online over Zoom in front of a camera just like this, with whole lighting set and different monitors and the camera from above with a switcher so that I could change scenes. And it was like live stream on steroids. And I had to get used to performing to a camera that never blinks and also performing to an audience of dark squares on Zoom for people that never turn their camera on. So as a performer, I could not rely on the audience giving me that energy, and that was a very uncomfortable situation. But I realized that my job is to give the audience my energy, not feed on them like an energy vampire. There are a lot of performers who go, oh yeah, feed off the energy of the audience. The more they give me, the more I give them back. And it's this beautiful symbiotic relationship. Well, those people get really drained for Zoom shows because there's nobody to feed on. It's just a whole bunch of dark squares and no human faces. And the more that you rely on the audience to give you something, the more uncomfortable you're going to be in front of the lens, because there's this big time disconnect between when you are in front of the lens and when the video is out into the world and you get positive or negative feedback from it. So it's really difficult for you to kind of wrap your head around, oh, the thing I do now is going to pay off in a month or 6 months later. And to be able to connect those two, our little monkey brains are not built for that. So the thing that I would ask you to do is to re-examine why you want to be comfortable in front of a camera or on stage, and understand that you can still get everything that you want from being comfortable by being effective, of realizing that you want to do the things that help communicate your idea and you don't want to do the things that distract. That's why a lot of people get into the double-handed gesture kind of thing. They get caught in this loop, and that's the only thing they know how to do. Very distracting. My high school debate teacher said, beware of double-handed gestures. So you want to be aware of how you're communicating with your body, how your posture is, what gestures you're using, your tone of voice. These are all skills that you can practice. So what I'd ask you to do is to focus on being more effective by shooting a lot of video. Just do it. Put in the reps, shoot a whole bunch of different videos, and the more you do it, the more comfortable you will be being effective, even if you still feel awkward being in front of a camera. And back when I really decided, you know what, I'm going to take this YouTube thing seriously and I'm really going to make videos and focus on sharing as much as I can, go look at my early videos. They are awkward. They are cringeworthy. And even a professional speaker, a professional entertainer, somebody whose sole job is to be looked at, the video dynamic was still very uncomfortable. And I was very low energy. And I was like, well, I don't want to be like those hyper YouTubers that are using lots of fast cuts just to keep people's attention. If if you were interested, you'd stick around, which thank you for sticking around if you are still here. Let me know that you're here. Give me a like if you've gotten anything out of this so far. And also that helps YouTube show this to the right people. But you know what to do. Anyway, the idea is that even a full-time professional can feel uncomfortable being in front of a camera or an audience. And it's a byproduct of just the nature of what it means to be a one-person media company nowadays. So that's why I think if your focus is only on being comfortable, you are going to hold yourself back because you don't want to put out videos. You don't want to put out your ideas because I didn't feel comfortable while doing that thing. But you can still feel uncomfortable, be effective at communicating your ideas, and share them with the world with people who appreciate it. So don't let being uncomfortable hold you back from everything you want out of being a public speaker, a YouTuber, a person who is in front of audiences. So that's why, to me, every time I hear somebody say how to be comfortable in front of the camera, they're talking about the wrong thing. I want you to be effective at sharing your ideas in as many different mediums as possible. I want you to be great on camera. I want you to be phenomenal in audio. If it is an audio-only podcast, I want you to sound amazing. If you write articles and you write blogs and you share your ideas through the written word, I want you to be a persuasive writer. And all of that goes into understanding how people make up their mind, how they make decisions, and influencing that process. That's why my whole project is called The Persuasive Professional. I want you to get better at sharing your ideas and changing minds in whatever form that takes. Writing, audio, video, whatever. I would highly recommend that you start with video, because if you write an article and then you go, you know what, this would make a great podcast episode, you're going to read the words that you wrote. And most people, when they are reading, sound like they are reading. And it's very difficult to listen to them because reading out loud the words that you are looking at and talking like a person are completely different things. So don't start with the written word. You could write an outline to organize your ideas into the most persuasive sequence possible, but just present it to the camera, and then you can take the audio and now you've got your podcast. You can transcribe it and now you've got your article. So start with video. Just get used to being on camera. I don't care if it's comfortable or uncomfortable. Get used to being effective. And also, I do want to leave with this footnote, which is most people who are really comfortable on camera are not fun to watch. A lot of folks who are like, yeah, give me all the attention, are very distracting and off-putting and not good at communicating their ideas. So being comfortable on camera is still not the thing that you're looking for. That's why, to me, it's not the focus. Let go. Be used to being uncomfortable and watch yourself get more than you've ever hoped and dreamt for in life. So that's it. Those were the ideas I wanted to share on camera right now. Hopefully you did get something out of it. If you liked it already, awesome. If not, go ahead, do that. And if you want more ideas like this, I highly suggest that you subscribe to the channel. And I am about to show you a video, but it's not actually me. I trust YouTube to suggest the next video of mine for you to watch that you'll get the most out of. But in the meantime, I always like to say, if you can change your mind, you can change your life.